Alright, here we go. We're gonna go to Jimmy John's here. It's a short drive from my house. Let's see how we go. This is second kind of real drive. I had, an out and back drive that I had earlier this morning. Hopefully this will be a better view for everybody now that I'm recording from the middle ceiling instead of like on the freaking ground. Maybe I'll get fancy schmancy enough, because I do have a second GoPro. This is recording on my really old Hero Session, which is great for what it is. Audio might be a little bit interesting on this. We'll see. Yeah, maybe I'll get a dual camera setup going here and put together some more complex videos for y'all so you can see me as well as what I'm seeing. Alright, so we're going to make our thing and we can see the creep camera. This is better because normally when it would creep, it would like to turn in. Now we got a car coming from the left. It's properly waiting for that car. And a little creep forward there, and it probably shouldn't have done that, but otherwise, not bad. We're going to go. It still likes to, on these unmarked roads, kind of be a little all over the place. I haven't been docking points on that, even though it is technically an illegal act. But on these unmarked roads, and whenever it does see a car, it tends to get the heck over like it's supposed to. So we got a couple of interesting, like this is going to be the first one, a couple of interesting junctions, I should say, on this drive. This is the first. We got a slight offset, and we have a couple of hills which it's a fairly blind crossing even for a human driver. So we're going to see what we get here. It's looking, it should not go here because there's a car coming and it's creeping and it's going to properly stop. It could go here. It's got to make a decision though. It's going to stop. Maybe. Yep, it's going to stop. Good girl. We're at the limit of this creep though, and it's going to, wow, nice. It saw the clearing, and the second that car got by me, it immediately went. That was good. That was, again, much better than it used to be, because it would like let that car go by and just kind of sit before. This thing continues to impress me. I'm actually really, I'm not going to say really confident, but I am reasonably confident that the drive I'm recording right now might be, because I've had some zero intervention drives that have been kind of sloppy. This might be my first, like, it legitimately did everything A to Z the way it was supposed to. Like, that's the confidence I kind of have in this build right now. So we're going to have a stop sign up here. We got to make a left. This isn't a very busy road up here, so I'm not expecting too much of this not to be very eventful. So you can't really see anything. It's going to make its creep. Again, it's doing better about not like trying to creep into the other lane, because that used to be a thing it would do. And there we go. We're going to make our turn. So far so good. That creep was a little bit interesting, I have to say, only because it was venturing to the point where it was going to be in the road, and if there was anything coming, it would absolutely have had to have, like, just gone. Like, oh my goodness, I gotta go. There wouldn't have been an opportunity for it to have stopped. Alright, so here's our next kind of strange intersection. We have a 5-road intersection coming up here, and even 10.12.2 did a pretty good job at this, but let's see what we get here, because this is obviously not your standard intersection that you're gonna see really anywhere. Like, this really should have been a roundabout, but we're in the United States, so no roundabout. All right, let's see where it picks to be its creep. Okay, car came from the left, but a proper stop Didn't even bother with the creep. Effing flawless. Like, that was great. That's actually was handled better than 10.12.2 handled it, because 10.12.2 basically would creep through almost that entire intersection and then finally decide to go. That was definitely another improvement. This is getting really good, folks. I had chalked up a lot of my difficulties to it being, the folks out there that keep, that have the constant flawless drives all the time are in bigger cities, near bigger cities or whatever, and I thought, me being in a much smaller location, like the city that I live in is only about 40,000 people. I got an 80,000 city near me, but we're not the big city by any stretch of the imagination. And some of the roads that I end up traveling, especially when I go see my in-laws, they live in a city of about 10,000. That's going to be really interesting to see the next time I go out there. But, excuse me, I had chalked all this up to just being in a smaller locale that maybe, for whatever reason, we just have more unique things or whatever. But so far, this 10.69.2 build has just been magnificent. Through, I had an out and back, and now this is my out to go get lunch. A little bit later today, I probably won't record this because, frankly, it would be a more than hour-long drive. And, okay, that was interesting. A little bit of a slowdown for that car in front of us, but it worked out. And it wasn't a hard slow either, which is good, because that one kind of made sense. But I got about an hour drive going to Cleveland to watch a baseball game, and that hour, I mean, that's going to be really boring for the whole hour. I will not have a running dialogue for the full hour. Maybe I'll do it and I'll throw it into super fast mode like Hallmark's catalog likes to do. Maybe I'll do that, because that might be worth seeing, an hour-long drive, and see how it goes. But I'm not too certain. Also, this Hero Session 4 is like many years old. Okay, we got a car with its hazards on. Let's see how it handles this. It's already steering to the left to handle it. Wow. Oh, that was buttery. Okay. Again, another great. That was awesome. Now, this is an interesting turn again, too, because this is a right turn and then almost an immediate left. There is almost no room to get back over into the left lane that you need to be if you start in the right lane, which is what 10.12.2 would do for me most of the time. Some of the time it would go direct to the left lane. And, of course, the letter of the law is that you should turn into the lane that is closest to you and then make a lane change. We all know that nobody does that, or almost nobody does that. At least I never do that for the most part. Let's see what she does. I don't know what this guy. We don't have a right turn in front of us, so this person apparently is going straight up in front of us here. He's going to creep up a little bit. All right, there we go. Alright, let's see what this turn looks like. If this is, it's going to kind of take it a little bit wide. Yeah, he's going to go right to left. And it's going to immediately make the move over. So, successful, though not the best thing. Again, because of the situation. Like, if someone was behind me, they would have jutted out and taken this lane from me. And that would have been a problem. So, again, I mean, I'm going to record that for... Nah, it's not worth recording. It did what it was supposed to by the law. And as we've already saw with the California rolling stop, they have to obey the law to the letter, or people are going to get nitpicky about it. Alright, so we're going to go take the left lane here. That's what it should do. It did. Alright, now we're on the highway. And fun thing about my highways around here, a lot of them, as you see, we are still in FSD visualization, even though we're not single stack yet. This is because a lot of the highways around here are not mapped to be highways for some reason. So if you were in a Ford, you'd be out of luck trying to get driver's assistance on this road because it's not considered a highway technically. And a lot of actually there's more than a few, like a fairly major highway that this one connects to here in about 4 miles or so. Same thing, and it's a much more, it's a state, it's not an interstate, it's a state highway. But still, I run into this a lot where, because there are intersecting roads on the highway, it's not considered a highway. And that's what we have up here. We got a traffic light with an intersecting road, so it doesn't consider it to be a highway. Where it's going to turn up here is, again, a kind of another interesting little intersection. We're going to make a left off this highway, and it's a protected left with a dedicated left turn light that we won't have to, it's not going to have to make a decision. It's just going to have to follow the traffic light. But once it does, there's a short little jaunt and then a very weird, like, immediate intersection with a left, a straight, and a right, and you got to be in the proper lane to do what you're supposed to do. So we'll see what it does. We are just this shy, like we're actually passing Jimmy John's that I'm going to. We're just this short of a full zero intervention drive from this car. Smooth turn into the left lane. Again, I wish it would signal when it does that because that's what you're supposed to do. Again, kind of one of those letter of the law situations. I can't believe they don't do that. It seems like I've noticed if there are other cars near me, it does seem to make that signal. But it doesn't bother to if nobody's around, which is kind of weird. It's like, who cares? Just make the signal. Just do it. You're supposed to do it. Do it. Don't make that even be a decision point where it's something for the AI to even have to worry about. Just make the turn, or just put the signal on. So we'll sit here and wait for this to turn. It should be turning. There we go. So we got our arrow. We're going to hopefully turn into the correct. We're kind of making a little bit of a wide left there, but not terrible. Like, not that I'd be upset about it. All right, now we're going to, all right, we got a little stop in front of us. She's a little, all right, we're going to intervene here because she's not sure and I'm confusing people around me. So that sucked. That's so close, so close. No, you're not, and you're not going to turn around there because that's a left turn lane. Nice try there. Okay, so that's definitely. So we had an intervention there. It tried to. I'm going to do that. It saw that there was a longer traffic lane. It's not picking up. I see on the visualization that this is a left-hand turn only lane over here, so that's a bit of a problem. And I'm not going to bother re-engaging because we're just going to go through here and I got to make a manual turn because I'm at my destination. So, oh my goodness, so close. One intervention, the rest of the drive, and again, this actually, I should have, yeah, I'm going to record that for them just so they can see it. Man, that was close. Like, that handled 98% of that drive until this last little bit here we got hung up on, which is disappointing. But very good drive in the end. Cannot be complained with that. Or cannot be upset with that. That's what I should have said. Alright, we'll see how she behaves on the way back. I'm going to cut this video, get my food and eat, and I'll be back with you. Alright, we are back at it again with the return trip. Let's see if we can do better. What do we got here? Okay, never mind. Let's see if we can do better than the route out. Other than this little spot up here where we ran afoul of trying to pick a lane, we had a perfect drive on the way here. And I can't think of any issues that I should have on the reverse route here. But we'll see. I mean, it's got a couple, the same spots are still tricky going back the other way. But having handled them once already, I mean, it may look different, from Vision's eye coming back the other way. All right, let's see here. This light's turning yellow. So let's see if we got an arrow. Oh, we got an arrow, so we're going to get to wait some more. So let's see if the same thing back the other way. Now, we do have a pedestrian up here on the right. So let's see if it flips out about this pedestrian, because we've been told it's going to be very careful with pedestrians. Pedestrians walking away from us is not showing. Yep, she's being super careful here. Yep, we're going to go around. All right. All right, why are we stopping here? Yep, that's probably stop there. We're gonna do that. We got a red light. We should pause. Yep, we gotta pause. We got traffic coming the other way. Now we got the green light, so we're good. All right. I do have to give that a confuse right out the gate there. There was no reason the car should have stopped when it did. That sucks. So the same spot both ways tripped the car up. Again, I never disengaged. I probably should have gave it some throttle there if in case I didn't catch if there was a car behind me or not. Probably should have gave it some throttle there, but alas, such was not the case. All right, so let's see. Let's make. Hopefully it stays. So we're within a mile of the turn I've got to make. One of the problems I've had is it trying to get in the other lane to get past slow-moving traffic when I've got a turn to make. And thus far, even though it can't actually see the traffic light anymore right now, it's staying put, which is good. So maybe they've gotten better at holding the lane when you've got an upcoming turn. Interestingly enough, the visualization is not showing the arrows for dedicated turn lanes like it used to, and that on the out video might have saved it from trying to bounce to the left lane when it shouldn't have, as well as the confusion that it had trying to pick a lane. I'm unsure why it's not visualizing the turn arrows anymore. So that is absolutely something that it should be paying attention to help it make its decisions. Might be a tweet that I send out to Elon that hopefully either gets moved to somebody that knows or responded to in some way. So we're gonna have the same turn that we had here, where before I had an immediate right and then the left to come onto this highway. We're gonna have the same. It's gonna be a right with an immediate left. Now in this direction, 10.12.2 typically did go straight for the turning lane. So we'll see what 69.2 wants to do for us here. Happily, it's staying more centered in the lane. That's another thing that I like to do, is really kind of edge the curb on the turn, even when, like, it really kind of had its butt in the shoulder of the lane a lot. So I'm hoping, it looks like they've largely corrected that kind of weird behavior. I really need to kind of make a Starbucks run from my house to really see that, because it really like to do. There's a right turn on the way to my nearest Starbucks that it really loved to do that to. Maybe before I go to the baseball game, I'll stop there first for a coffee. Long light here. Again, you'll note the highway is showing up in FSD visualization, not NOA, because these... Okay, so here it goes. It did do it. I don't like that. It should not be coming over like that. But it's going to make this turn, and it is sort of... Okay, actually, that was pretty good. It kind of hit midway between the lanes, and then immediately realized that it needed to make a left, stuck the signal on, and made the merge. That was not bad. And that's kind of how, again, probably how a human would do it that realized that it needed to do so. I don't know how many times it's going to tell me that I have that game that I need to leave for here soon. Alright, here will come a nice little test. We've got a left turn I need to make with oncoming traffic, and this has not typically been the greatest. So, yep, we got a car. Now we should go. Good decision. Oh, Oh, that was not good. And then we had a truck turn in front of us. That was less than good. That would be a C. That is passable. Pop up the speed here on this one. Because nobody does 25 through there for that quick little spot. Yeah, that's a C grade for that turn. That was a weird confluence of events. It took that turn really, really wide, and then there was a truck in the way that it saw. Again, it was nice because it did err on the side of caution, so it was never in any danger. It just wasn't good driving. It did make a nice decision though, and that's a thing that has very much improved. It doesn't feel like before I was not very confident when it would make lefts, and it had to decide when it wanted to go. Now, I have not had one yet where I felt like I was having to white knuckle the steering wheel because it was going to make a stupid decision at any second. This time, yeah, I feel like it did a very good. It's been doing very good jobs with those lefts, I must say, with oncoming traffic. Not, it's kind of an unprotected left, but it's not the Chuck Cook unprotected left. It's a head-on unprotected left. Been making it's made good decisions all day today, and I really hope that continues to be the case, because that was one of the big ones that it just was not good at before. It still did. It really, when it's got those, it really for some reason wants to kind of veer to the right to make that turn. I felt it doing it there. It used to be more pronounced, like it was about to encroach the other lane pronounced before, but I felt it go, but it wasn't so much that I felt like I was going to have to disengage because I was going to be close to somebody's lane. All right, we're coming back up to that weird 5-road intersection that we have up here. Let's see how well. I got traffic behind me, so I'm definitely going to have my foot on the accelerator in case it does something that is going to inconvenience people. I gotta say, I get turns, apply force to steering wheel warnings a lot, even though, as you can see, I have what I like to call the claw grip. Sometimes I'll have it down here, but for the most part, I have the claw grip like all the time, and man, I get that warning a lot, and then I have to kind of jiggle it to tell it, hey, I'm here. All right, so we're gonna come up, gonna make a good stop. We're not gonna creep. We're gonna make a nice turn. Heck yes. Yeah, this version is definitely handling that turn just much, much better than 10.12.2 did. Very, very good. Very, very good. Cannot complain about that at all. It got a little weird trying to figure itself out, but it wasn't so much that I think anybody outside the vehicle would have noticed, nor do I think it was in any way like a big deal that, you saw it kind of hurt the wheel just a little bit, and then it realized, oh, that's where I'm going, and off it went. It's just, I cannot get over what an improvement this is over 10.12.2. If you are somebody that is still waiting on even getting the beta, and again, I guess I must caveat this with your mileage may vary, because again, I saw all the people having wonderful drives that I'm like, how are you having these wonderful drives? Look at that. That's just like butter right there. I was like, how are you all having these wonderful drives? I can't remotely get it even close to what I'm seeing you guys having. And now I'm starting to see what they were seeing with this version. So your mileage may still vary, but at least from my experience, in a lesser this is more, I can't say rural, but a very small city, it is doing extremely well, where before it was very poor. I used to say it was like a drunk 15-year-old driving. it knew how. It just wasn't very good, and it might kill you. This now, though, caveat, it might kill you if you're not there to take over like you're supposed to. Let me get that out there properly. All right, so here comes that my last one here. This is a rough, now we're going to use creep here, and it should, because this is a rough intersection that even a human should creep. We're looking good. We should make this decision and go, and we are, and we're good. So yeah, to finish that thought, if you don't have this and maybe you get it for the first time, you have your safety score, you're at a 99 or 100, and they've let some new people in, and this is the build you're going to get, I can say, at least from my experience now, you will be happy with what you get. As you can see here, we're still weird with unmarked roads. It wants to be in the center of them. That's probably now the next thing that they really need to kind of start working on a little bit, because boy, it really is taking its half out of the middle, that's for sure. But we're going to come up here, and I don't know why this is weird. We should not be stopping here. There's our, I don't know if it's because it's unmarked and it's unconfident. So now we got a pedestrian on the other side. We're not going to make a hard stop, so that's good. That's good. It didn't go completely bonkers. I'm going to send that recording into the folks at the autopilot team. And I'm about to be at home, so I'm going to end this video. If you've not got the update yet, go check, because it's supposed to be out to everybody. If you were having the disappointment with it like I was, you will be very happy with this update as well. I can't imagine you won't be. That's it for this one. Cheers, folks. Have a good one.